Hey everyone, welcome back to another update. Today we're covering Friday, February 27th through Sunday, March 1st, a weekend that saw the U.S. plunge into open military conflict with Iran after weeks of brinkmanship. The defining event, joint U.S. Israeli strikes, began Saturday, killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and top IRGC and security figures. President Trump declared it the single greatest chance for Iranians to seize control, warned of a sustained campaign, and stayed low profile post announcement. Iran retaliated with missiles and drones at Israel and U.S. bases in the Gulf and Qatar. Congress rushed briefings and war powers resolutions, and Democrats called for an immediate return to D.C. This overshadows the lingering DHS shutdown, which is in its third week. Let's dive in. After failed Geneva nuclear talks, the United States and Israel launched massive airstrikes Saturday on Iranian nuclear and military sites. In the early hours, the United States and Israel launched coordinated large-scale airstrikes on Iran. The U.S. operation was named Epic Fury, while Israel's was named Roaring Lion. Targets included Iranian leadership compounds, military facilities, especially IRGC sites, air defenses, drone and missile launch sites, airfields, naval assets, and elements of the nuclear and ballistic missile programs. A key strike hit a leadership meeting in Tehran, killing Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, along with other senior figures such as the defense minister, chief of staff of the armed forces, and the IRGC commander. President Trump announced the strikes via Truth Social video at 2:30 a.m., claiming Khamenei and key leadership dead, calling it a blow to the mothership of terrorism. Trump urged Iranians to take over their government and seize control, warning bombs will be dropping everywhere until regime change. He told reporters the campaign could last 4 to 5 weeks if needed, downplayed long war risks, but acknowledged potential U.S. casualties. The strikes were justified by U.S. and Israeli officials as necessary to eliminate imminent threats, prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons, with claims the program was nearing immunity to attack, destroy missile capabilities, and potentially induce regime change amid Iran's support for proxy groups and internal repression. Iran immediately retaliated by launching hundreds of ballistic missiles and drones at Israel, U.S. bases, and regional targets, including Gulf states like the UAE and Qatar. Early reports noted impacts and interceptions, with initial casualties in Israel and elsewhere. On Sunday, March 1st, Iranian state media confirmed Khamenei's death, declaring 40 days of mourning and a 7-day national holiday. A temporary 3-person leadership council was established under Islamic law to govern until a new supreme leader could be selected by Shia clerics. U.S.-Israeli strikes continued intensely into a second day, with over 2,000 targets reportedly hit by this point. Additional waves targeted internal security forces, achieving air superiority over Tehran and degrading missile launchers. Iran launched further retaliatory barrages, ballistic missiles primarily at Israel, and large numbers of drones and missiles at Gulf countries. Some strikes hit U.S. assets, including troops in the region, with initial reports of 3 American service members killed, later rising. Civilian impacts on Iran included damage to hospitals, schools, and other non-military areas, with Iranian officials condemning strikes as indiscriminate and calling for international action. I do want to point out that the strike on the school was Iran's own faulty missile launching in a tragic accident. Cyber elements emerged. U.S. and Israeli hackers reportedly disrupted Iranian sites and apps with messages urging defection or reckoning. The conflict widened regionally, with Iran-backed Hezbollah launching attacks on Israel, prompting Israeli responses in Lebanon. By the end of March 1st, the situation had evolved into a multi-day air war with significant casualties, and Trump indicated strikes would continue, potentially for weeks, to further neutralize threats. Now it's time for the noteworthy tidbits, which are brought to you today by Big Fork Brands. Let me tell you about them quick. Sometimes I get on a roll cleaning or gardening, and I need a boost but don't have time for a meal. Big Fork Brand's pork jerky is the perfect choice to keep my momentum, offering high-protein snacks for on-the-go energy boosts. Not only do they offer pork jerky, but they also make pork sticks, bacon sausage, bacon hot dogs, and burger and hot dog sauces. Products come in a variety of delicious flavors, including Thai green curry and maple and brown sugar for the meat options, and gangster and Chicago fire for the sauces. I personally think the original flavor of the pork jerky hits just right after tackling a big chore. It's a little salty and very flavorful. My discount code gives you 20% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit bigforkbrands.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. All right, let's get back to the tidbits. Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon confirmed Representative Ilhan Omar is facing citizenship issues and could be denaturalized for allegedly committing marriage fraud by marrying her brother to help him gain citizenship. Mortgage rates are below 6%, the lowest in nearly 4 years. According to Axios, Target will now require all cereal it sells to be made without synthetic food dyes by the end of May. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced 30 more anti-ICE protesters were criminally charged in the storming of a Minnesota church with Don Lemon. Representative Anna Paulina Luna said she believes Jeffrey Epstein was running a honeypot operation to gather intelligence and that Bill and Hillary were targets, and she also said the Clintons do not believe Epstein killed himself. The Department of Homeland Security intercepted 82 migrants and 6 smuggling vessels off the coast of California. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman confirmed plans to build a base on the moon. Greenpeace was ordered to pay $345 million in a civil judgment to Energy Transfer, the company behind the Dakota Access Pipeline, after being found liable for defamation, conspiracy, trespassing, nuisance, and intentional disruption of business or contracts. Insider Advantage found that Americans support Trump's decisive strikes against Iran by 17 points, 54% to 37%. Lastly, the FBI is investigating a mass shooting at an Austin, Texas bar as a potential act of terrorism, resulting in 3 deaths, including that of the shooter, and dozens of injuries. The shooter was a migrant from Senegal and was wearing a sweater that said "Property of Allah." That's February 27th through March 1st in stark relief. The U.S. is at war with Iran, Khamenei is dead, and regime change is being openly pursued. Escalation risks are high, congressional pushback is building, and oil markets are volatile. How much impact will this have on the midterms? Share your thoughts on Instagram or X at Shades of Jade Pod. If these multi-day episodes are keeping you current, subscribe, review, and share. Thank you for listening and have a great day.